I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your big homie, the armchair operator, and today I got a special one for y'all. So today we are going to look at one of those rifles that are really up there in terms of features and quality. Today we're going to do an unboxing of this. You see it. You see it. Today we talking about the Geisselle Super Duty. Now, the Geisselle Super Duty is one of those rifles that really are up there in terms of quality and features, up there with the likes of the Daniel Defense, the BCM Bravo Company, those type of rifles, right? So it's not quite up there as far as maybe your Noveskis or your Nice Armament, but I would say it's pretty close. Like it's not too far from them. But anyway, before we dive into this unboxing, I gotta give a huge shout out. So I need to take the time to give a huge shout out to, you see it right here, Bunker Gun Shop, specifically the Bunker 2 Gun Shop. Shout out to my people Paj and Colin and the Bunker 2 crew for hooking me up with this bad boy right here. I got a good deal on this gun, brought it new, and I'm gonna take it out the box real quick and show it to y'all. So again, this is pretty much just strictly an unboxing. So I haven't really done anything to it other than buy it, get a magazine, and get some sights on. I haven't even zeroed the sights. All right, so it's kind of like unboxing because I did, lubricate it just a little bit when, not too long ago, but it's still an unboxing. So anyway, enough talking. Let's open it up real quick. It's a big one, so kind of bear with me for a second. So here's the rifle itself, and your boy had to go with that burnt bronze, or as I like to call, flat dark dookie. I really like this finish right here. This is actually, I believe it's a melanite phosphated finish, if I'm not mistaken. You guys feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. Oh, the other thing I did install this Magpul angle foregrip on here. But before we dive into it, we got to do a clear check. I don't know if you can see it, but the rifle is clear. I don't know if it's coming up well on the camera, but we do the finger test, right? Chamber is clear, no magazine in the gun, and as always, we're filming in a safe and controlled environment. So let's talk about this. Matter of fact, give me a second. So I'm gonna put the magazine in the gun. We got a 3rd generation window P mag here in flat dark dookie, right? So just to complete the look, and there we have it. So right off the hop, y'all know where I like to start. I like to start at the top with the sight. So we have a couple of 3rd generation Magpul M-Bus flip-up sights. These are the polymer ones. You got the one up front there, and you got the one in the rear. Now, the cool thing about the 3rd gen flip-up sights is that you don't need a tool to adjust for elevation and windage. They actually have the knobs right here. So that's the knob that controls the windage on the rear sight, and there's the knob that controls the elevation. I don't know if you can see it, the elevation on the front sight. And we're just going to push that button to raise that sight, and we're going to push that button to raise that sight. So there we have that. But let's talk about the rifle itself. So of course we have, this is the 16-inch version. So this one is, has a 16-inch barrel. As you know, they also have a 14.5 pin and welded version. I decided to go with the 16-inch mainly because, for my purposes, in case if I wanted to change the muzzle device in the future, it won't be such a pain in the butt trying to get it to a gunsmith. Putting a muzzle device on there that's long enough, have it pinned and welded and so on and so forth. That whole thing, right? So that's why I opted for the 16-inch version. But the thing about the Geisselle Super Duties that I didn't really know until I bought it is the fact that this is a surefire flash hider. So it looks very similar to your standard A2 bird cage that you would see on your standard, M4 AR 15 pattern rifles. But this one is actually a little different. One, is longer. Two, it's also keyed so that you have these little ports down there at the bottom. And three, you can actually mount a surefire suppressor right onto that muzzle device. I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna tell you now, look forward to seeing a surefire RC2 in flat dark earth on this rifle at some point in the future. I've already made the decision. This is going to be my suppressor host, and from what I'm hearing, the gas is like, except I won't have to worry about it being overgassed. I'll put it that way. Anyway, moving on from there, we have our 16-inch handguard here. I believe this is Geisselle's URG rail. I'm not sure. It looks like it. We got a nice solid lockup here. We got reinforced QD points on both sides. I don't know if you see that QD point there, QD point there. I really like that. This is this barrel is, like I said, 16 inches. We got a mid-length gas system. This is a cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. Let's see what else we got going on here. We have your ambidextrous charging handle. This is their airborne charging handle, I believe. So these portions here, so you can grip it on both sides here and here. And they're a little bit shorter than some of their other ambidextrous charging handles, which is really good because if you have this rifle slung on your chest, you don't have these big old charging handles digging into you or catching on your gear or anything like that. That's the reason why they actually call it the airborne handle, for paratroopers and stuff like that. They don't have it catching on their gear, so that's not something that they have to worry about. Let's see, moving on from there. This is a fully free floated handguard. As you can see, they got that solid lockup right underneath here where the barrel nut lives, and it's also keyed right here. So as you can see, this handguard, there's like a little notch that goes into the upper receiver, and that's just to give it an even more solid lockup. So you won't have to worry about losing zero with this thing, unless of course you remove the handguard. I don't even think even if you were to remove the handguard and reinstall it, you'd have to worry about it. That right there, as long as this is indexed properly when you put it back on, you should be fine. Let's see, moving on from there. The rifle is actually pretty lightweight. Granted, there's nothing really, there's not a whole lot on here, but it's a pretty lightweight, well-balanced rifle. The barrel itself, it's not a government profile, and it's not quite a heavy barrel, but it's a little bit heavier on this part of the barrel, and then it just kind of like tapers a little bit out the front, which is really good. I mean, the government profile barrels, as I'm sure all of my AR heads know, is just, well, kind of dumb. It puts most of the weight out in front, so it makes it harder to, it dips a little bit, and it just wears you out. It's not very comfortable. But anyway, we moving down to the upper receiver. We got our standard dust cover here. We have texturing on the magazine release, which is cool. We got ambidextrous safety here. One thing I do like about the ambi safety on this gun is that this side is shorter than this side. So if you're a righty, you're going to be more than likely manipulating the safety more so with this side than you are with that side. So, it doesn't really get in the way. So I think that's really cool. My only wish would be if this was a 45-degree throw. If they had a 45-degree throw from the gate, especially when you're talking about an ambi safety, or at the very least, and I want to say Stag does this, where you have this part of the safety and like the end piece is beveled in a little flat a little bit, so that way it's not digging into your finger. I think Stag Arms. Y'all let me know if it's a different manufacturer, but I think it's Stag Arm that does that with their ambidextrous safeties. But anyway, moving on from here, we have this upgraded bolt catch. Oh, sorry. We have this upgraded bolt catch slash bolt release, and this is textured here, so we can always, like for example, I'll just bring the bolt back. So as you can see, like you could push in on this one here if you want, you know, push in on there. And they just give you more surface area to be able to do that. And of course you got the top one, which would send the bolt home, and you got more surface area to do that. So just drop the mag, send the bolt home, and there you go. Caught my hand a little bit, but I'm good, don't worry about it. Anyway, moving on from there, we have our standard Geisselle grip. Got a bit of an aggressive angle on it, if I'm honest, but it takes a little bit to get used to, but it's not bad. It certainly beats the living hell out of an A2 grip, but at some point I may end up putting a K2 XL grip from Magpul on here, or maybe even a Bravo company grip, only because I actually like the K2 XL grips a bit more. The angle is not as pronounced, and it actually fills my hand up a little bit better than this, but this actually does feel pretty decent in the hand, so I'm not sure about that, but I may do that in the future. Of course, we have our B5 system SOP mod stock with our battery covers on the sides there. Nice cheek weld. We got our 6-position buffer tube here. QD point in the back, you know, all the B5 goodness that most of you all would be familiar with. And of course, yeah, they only got the QD point here and the QD point up here. But I mean, all in all, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I haven't shot this rifle yet, but I will be doing a first shots video very soon. Like I said, I just wanted to pull it out and show y'all. Oh, by the way, can't forget that Geisselle trigger. So that's one great thing about getting a Geisselle Super Duty. Like, because a lot of people buy Geisselle parts and upgrade their ARs. Well, hell, we got a fully assembled Geisselle rifle, which includes that Geisselle trigger. So y'all know what I gotta do. I'm gonna goose that trigger for you, right? So that's the take up. That's it. That little bit of take up. Whoo, that is soft, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reset. That's it. Drop. And reset. When I tell you that I am looking forward to put 0 in this rifle and putting it on the range, oh man, I am looking forward to it. So this is a really good trigger. Now I can tell the trigger in this gun. I'm not exactly sure what this one is, what this particular trigger is called, but it's a little, I would say it's not as short of a reset as, say, the Geisselle trigger in my Daniel, my DDM4 V7 Pro. That is the super dynamic 3-gun trigger. So that's probably why that trigger is more so like a more competition style. But I'm gonna tell you what, this trigger right here is way better than any standard AR mil-spec trigger. Like, this trigger is nice, for really nice. I mean, really nice. I really like it. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this. As far as what you get out of the box, really, you get your customary cable lock, right? Everybody's familiar with the lock that most of us will probably never use because they're gonna live in the safe for the most part. And we have our manual here. So I gotta say that this is the first AR that I've ever bought that give you like a little mini book. This is cool. So that way, if you got some bad eyes, like all the text is big, all the pictures are big, you know, you can actually sit here and read it. And there's a lot of good information in this manual, especially if you're new to ARs. I definitely highly recommend you reading over your manual, because it basically covers field stripping the gun, cleaning the gun, when you should change parts, like different, you know, at what round count you should change different springs, whether you're talking about your extractor spring, your ejector spring, you know, your firing pin, all different kinds of stuff. Like, it really goes into detail. It tells you, you know, where you should lubricate it, you know, malfunction remedies, all of that. So definitely look into that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's it for the most part. Like I said, this video is not going to be too long. It might be a little bit too long. It's just a unboxing video, but definitely look forward to my first shots video coming soon. And I'm actually going to be testing a new red dot on this rifle, so you don't want to miss that, because this red dot, if it passed my standards, it might be a very good budget option. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, we've come to the end of another one. If you like the video, please let me know by hitting that like button, leaving a comment down in the comment section. Let's get this conversation going. And if you really like the video, then please consider giving me a super thanks. Like I said, that's just basically YouTube's way of leaving a tip for content creators, and you know, that really goes a long way to helping me to bring more content for you all. I got some great ideas coming up in 2024, and you all don't want to miss that. I'm telling you now, I got some good stuff coming. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. You all take care. This is your big homie, and I'm out. Peace.